order?
I cannot recall, Your Honor, but in this particular instance, what I can say is that there were no inquiries on balances. It is just the process of the bank, whether we were classifying the accounts properly.
I thought investigation conducted by AMLA had something to do with ill-gotten wealth or violation of the anti-graft law. Is it not?
Personally, Your Honor, this did not appear to be an investigation. It was just an audit of the process.
So it was a casual audit, you mean?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the idea or the purpose is not to determine whether the respondent Chief Justice had committed any violation of the...
No, Your Honor.
I see. That
It's
is very
just a
clear.
process whether we had tagged the account as PEP.
That is very clear to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
It was a routine examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
It can happen to anyone whose examination, whose deposit may be the object of a casual examination.
No, not the deposit per se, Your Honor, because no balances, no information is provided. It is just that, the specimen signature card, has it been, properly classified? Are transactions properly classified?
Now, in investigation or inquiry of this sort, is there a necessity for notifying or informing the person affected, or whose accounts are being the object of examination or audit?
If it is an investigation, Your Honor, I believe that there being a court order, then the party involved might actually
Must be notified. In the cases that you mentioned, wherein it may be an ordinary casual audit, no notification is necessary.
It is a review of the process of the bank, not about the deposits of the client.
Yeah, but you are not answering my question. My question to you, in instances mentioned by you, wherein there is no court order, there is no necessity of notifying the bank depositor? Is that what you wanted to tell the court?
I believe so, Your Honor, because it's just it is just the process of the bank that's looked into.
All right. How about the bank officials? My understanding is the first authority of the bank to be notified is the bank branch manager, where the deposit is made. Am I right?
It's not the bank branch manager, Your Honor, because they will look at some accounts, some sampled accounts. So it could be in different branches.
Now, in this particular case, where the amount involved is allegedly deposits in the Katipunan branch, you mean there is no necessity of notifying the highest official of that branch of the casual examination being conducted?
They did not go to the branch as far as we could determine, Your Honor, based even on the logbooks that we have. It was just an inquiry in the process at the head offices.
Now, your knowledge of this alleged investigation is through information only by the members of your bank.
I would not classify it as an investigation, Your Honor. It was just a routine audit
I see.
of the process.
So there is no report formal at that which was prepared?
There was, as far as that we had not classified the specimen signature card as a PEP.
Do you have a copy of that report?
Well, by the way, with the permission of the Defense Counsel, how many branches of PS Bank were involved in this routine examination?
I would estimate just a couple, Your Honor, because the number of accounts covered were not many. There were quite... we have 201 branches, Your Honor.
When you say couple, of which branches?
I cannot reply to that, Your Honor, because I will need to verify our records and provide...
Can you inform the court?
Yes, Your Honor, we can.
Thank you. Proceed, Counsel.
All right. Now, this AMLA that you are referring to, all through your direct examination, is housed at Malacanang under the office of the President?
No, Your Honor. As far as I know, the AMLA is the AMLA committee actually is comprised of three independent, and the AMLA officers are probably
the SEC chairman,
the SEC chairman, the chairman of the Insurance Commission,
yes,
and the governor of the Bangko Sentral.
Now, under our governmental setup, it is an executive office because it is not legislative, neither is it judicial. Am I
I'm not
right?
competent to answer that, Your Honor. I really don't know.
But considering the functions that are known to you, is it a judicial body?
I'm not competent to answer
Is
that,
it
Your
a
Honor.
legislative body?
I certainly am not competent to answer that right now, Your Honor.
I see. Now, when you say you're not competent, is it because you have not gone deeper
Yes,
into
Your Honor.
examining the functions of the AMLA?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see. Now, if, as you stated, passing upon the ordinary examination rather was made of the accounts of the Chief Justice, were there other officials whose account were casually examined also as his in the inquiry that you mentioned?
I cannot say that right now, Your Honor, because I will have to verify versus the records.
Yeah, because you do not know them, you do not know that fact personally, but it was only on the basis of reports submitted or made to you by your subordinates. That's correct?
I have seen the list of names. I think there were about just a few. I do not recall that there was any, for that matter, someone in this court included in that.
Yes, but are they ordinary? Are they ordinary individuals, or they are people belonging to high class in society?
They would have to be politically exposed.
I see. And
Elected
Justice
or-
Corona is one of them.
I believe yes, sir.
Per your classification or per designation by the executive branch of the government?
By the classification that we are required to do under the AMLA, Your Honor.
I see. Now, you mentioned about several deposits covered by the documents you identified. My understanding is you have no participation whatsoever in connection with said deposits.
None whatsoever, Your Honor.
And your knowledge is based solely on the documents existing in your bank. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And at that time, who was the branch manager of your Katipunan branch?
There would have been different branch managers. Ms. Chongson assumed the stewardship of the branch, I think, sometime in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. But there were
2010
others
up to
before.
later. Prior
Yes,
to that,
There
you do
were
not
others,
recall
sir.
who was the branch manager of that branch?
There were other branch managers.
Do you know the persons responsible for making entries into documents similarly identified by you a while ago?
They would have been branch officers or branch.
But you do not know them personally.
No, Your Honor.
You have never been with them in the exercise of their functions.
Actually, in the executive
Yes.
functions, in this
Yes.
particular case, no, Your Honor.
So you have no enough basis to state whether the entries made in the documents you mentioned were correct entries made by them, because you do not even know them.
Well, as far as the entries that they wrote down, I would not have been in.
And you would not know either whether they were accurate entries made in those documents.
No, Your Honor. Only they can speak.
So
of
your
that.
only knowledge with respect to these accounts was what appears in the document.
Yes, Your Honor.
You do not know when these documents were executed, by
Well,
whom, and when.
There are dates indicated in
Yeah,
the
without the
documents. I
date,
would
would you be
assume.
able to tell the
no,
Honorable
no.
Court?
No, Your Honor.
I see. So all your information is solely on the basis of what appears on those documents.
On the documents and our records, Your Honor.
Yes, and you cannot vouch for the accuracy and truthfulness of all those statements.
Well, as far as the balances that we have provided and the other information, I can vouch for what we have certified to this court.
No, I'm not asking you about your certification, about what your personnel entered into those documents.
No, Your Honor. They would be the one.
Thank you. That's all with the witness, Your Honor.
Any other question?
May the
Gentleman from Bukidnon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Garcia, you said that it was an audit by the AMLA. But Mr. Garcia, are you aware that AMLA does not do regular audits on banks? It does not. It only It only visits a bank, number one, upon a court order, number two, upon existence of a predicate crime. You mean the PS Bank is regularly audited by the AMLA?
Only, as far as I know, Your Honor, it's only at this particular...
Mr. Garcia, you are under oath.
Yes, Your Honor.
No, please,
Yes, Your Honor.
let the witness answer before
As far as I know and I have reviewed, at least as far as the last examination is concerned, there were AMLA findings that were.
Mr. Garcia, in the AMLA law, there is a provision, or I think it's in the IRR, that the BSP is authorized to routinely audit banks just to ensure that they are complying with the AMLA laws.
Yes, Your
For
Honor.
example, the reportorial requirements na po. And in those regular audits by the BSP, they have what they call an AMLA specialists.
Yes, Your Honor.
Opo. And those AMLA specialists are members of the BSP and not members of the AMLAC. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
It's possible.
And so, is it possible that you are confused? That this is not upon the existence of a predicate crime, upon the existence of a court order. It is just a regular BSP audit, and it so happens there is what they call an AMLA specialist, just to make sure that the AMLA laws are being complied with.
That is precisely what was the case, Your Honor, and I responded
Ayun.
earlier.
So ganun po
It's just an audit of the process.
of the Bangko Sentral and not the AMLAC.
I will have to verify from the records and the BSP whether it's can be classified that way, but it's within the Bangko Sentral audit. Yes.
Yes, I think a answer from you is very, very necessary because it does not make sense that the AMLAC will regularly audit banks. The BSP, yes, and as I said, there's somebody there who just makes sure that that banks, when they're audited, are complying with the AMLAC requirements.
They may be designated as a examiner for AMLA process.
Well, Mr. Garcia, during the break, I did call AMLAC,
Okay.
and they categorically denied that they did audit you. So I'm just stating that.
Yes,
Let's
Your
not
Honor.
argue because
Thank
I'm
you,
just
Your Honor, for
stating that.
clarifying. Yes, Your Honor.
So I would appreciate it very much if you talk to your compliance officer and really find out what's what.
Yes, Your Honor, we will do so.
Okay. And when was the audit conducted, Mr. Garcia?
I think it's for the period September to November.
What year, sir?
2010, sir.
2010.
Yes, Your Honor.
2010. And so that was more or less 1 year before the impeachment was filed.
A little more than a year. Yes,
1
Your
year
Honor.
ago. 1 year before the impeachment.
Yes, Your Honor.
So nung na-audit kayo ng BSP, wala pang usapang impeachment.
No.
I see. Tapos Mr. Garcia, yung cards ninyo, ilan po ang original niyan?